she's just a wonderful, wonderful woman, so humble. And, you know, growing up, we'd always go over to her place and have sleepovers, and that's something we always look forward to because we got to go hang out with Grandma. No mom, no dad. She would always spoil us with treats. She'd always have just so many stuff cooked for us. Every Sunday for a good part of our life, we'd go over after church. After Faith Fellowship, we'd run over to her apartment. She'd have food cooked for all of us, and just a wonderful cook. It was just amazing. You know, and as she's gotten older, she's just been such an intricate part of our everyday life. Not a day goes by where we didn't think about her. And another thing, just kind of let you know what type of woman she was. She so wanted to be part of our lives. It was just amazing how much she just wanted to be, you know, have conversation with us, talk to us, hang out with us. One thing that just struck out that, as far as I know, she didn't like baseball. She wasn't a baseball fan. But when us growing up, she knew we liked baseball. So every single Twins game, she would listen to the radio broadcast of it, so that when we'd come over, she'd have something to talk to us about. It was just amazing, the things that she went through and did just to be able to relate to us. And she's, yeah, I'm going to miss her for sure, but I know she's in a better place. Another thing that I'm sure all of you know, she's a prayer warrior. She's just, every time we left, I'm praying for you, I'm praying for you. And I hope to, I pray to God that someday we get to go to heaven and we'll actually get to see all the times, all the things we were spared from because of her prayers. I guarantee there's so many times where we might have wanted to go one route, but there's an angel at our shoulder telling us to go another one because of her prayers. It was just incredible how much she spared us from just from her prayers. So again, I just want to thank you all for coming. And it's great to see all of you.
Yeah, we try not to overlap too much. But yeah, Chris was saying like prayer warrior, and especially like towards the end, because she didn't like people having to take care of her, and that is kind of how it was for a while in the past. But I know my mom, and we'd be over there and we'd tell her, you know, like prayers mean a lot, and even. Even if she couldn't be doing much else, she was still praying. And we had mentioned a lot of your guys' names too, and she prayed a lot for all of you too. We would sit there and she'd be asking, how's so-and-so doing, how's so-and-so doing? So she's prayed a lot for you, and I don't know if I'm going to steal words, but we were talking and we were saying, you know, like, it's amazing we haven't been to too many funerals, and she was saying that there haven't been like a lot of like tragedies or just a lot of unexpected things in our family, and it's probably thanks a lot to Nana and her prayers. So yeah, she was a lot of prayers, and like Chris said, it'll be interesting to see when we get up there to see what all she influenced, because I think a lot of who I am today is because of her, and may not even know all the things that her prayers kept us from.
Yeah, so this is my first funeral I've been to. Basically, I had two kind of friends whose dads died, but it's basically the first person I've known, so it's tough. Being the oldest, I was very blessed to have, you know, a few years without any of the other kids, and then as I grew up, I spent more time with her. And then as I got older, you know, we shared the love of Scrabble together, so we would play all the time. And I'd like go over to her house or stay overnight, or you know, her and I really spent a lot of time together. And I'm trying to think, the biggest things, she would always, even though, you know, she wasn't the most wealthy person, she would always give. And I remember always seeing on her desk a pile of like different Christian organizations she would support, missionaries, you know. And she'd probably be given like $10 to each one, but she like would not say no to anybody. And so, even though she didn't have much, she gave everything. I was none of us here knew our grandpa, so she was the closest thing that we had to him, and so that was really good. I'll maybe pull it together and talk more.
Yeah, it's hard to describe everything that Nana was. I just want to tell a quick thing, like, I would always go over to her apartment and just spend time with her and like listen to Twins games, and those are some of the best memories I can remember with her. And, she taught me how to play catch. She like crocheted this little ball and filled it with oh man, I just remember sitting on the floor and her sitting in her chair and just playing catch for hours. And I'd like to attribute some of my athleticism to that. So, yeah, and one thing too, she made the best macaroni and cheese in the world. I would always go over there, and the reason it was so good is because she would load it up with butter, and that's something my mom wouldn't do. So I always go to Nana's place to get a big plate of mac and cheese, and yeah, all the Sunday dinners, just spending them at her apartment, and yeah, like just to echo everything my brothers and sisters said, she was the greatest woman.
A couple other things I got. Her and I would make hangers together. I'm sure a lot of you guys have hangers in the closet that are made from her. And so she would put two hangers together because the wires were too thin and kind of cheap and they weren't good. So she'd take two together, and then you would, I don't know, do this technique with yarn, and we'd do multiple colors and stuff. And so her and I, she would put it on her lap in between her legs, and we would do it together while watching the Twins games, or Wheel of Fortune was the other big one we watched. So that was a great memory. And then, of course, all the dinners were awesome. And what was one other big thing? I think even though she, physically, was diagnosed with MS way back when, she didn't let that stop her from anything. And yeah, she couldn't walk very well, but she lived life to the fullest. And I think last week I was out in California speaking at a big fitness event, and I had just gotten word, my mom called me that she had died, and I had to give a 70-minute presentation. And so what I did was I videotaped it. It's on my website if you guys want to check it out sometime. But I said that I had been thinking about, because I knew she was going. I said goodbye about 2 days before, so it wasn't a surprise. But so I just been thinking a lot about life and stuff, and obviously it's so short, and we got to live it to our fullest. And the challenge I gave on camera to the group of trainers was just live life to the fullest and don't settle for mediocrity. So any part of your life that you're not living fullest and you could be doing better at, don't put it off another day. Just do it now. So that was the thing that I kind of thought about right after I heard that. So.
You see tears now, but we are very happy for her. When I had to say goodbye, and that was hard, but when we actually found out that she had passed away, a smile was my reaction, because she's very happy.
She's free from the prison of her